Hello, this is me, Robot Running Paradise, and right now me and Ninja are gonna sit together and pretend like we like each other for the next 10 minutes. Say hello to the audience.
This is Ninja Robot Ninja Paradise, guys. I'm not on crack.
All right, so we're gonna read Mario Party Diaz Death Sentence. What's a name like that? Quality, dude. That's what the DS stands for. My brother Warren and I were your typical everyday gamers. We both have our favorites and would often talk a lot about our favorite games. My favorite games would have to be the Tekken series, while my brother enjoys anything that has to do with Legos. It would it was also thanks to him that I started getting into DS games. Whenever he had a multiplayer game that he wanted me to play with him on, he would always ask me to play it with him, and ended up caving in. Though I do own a Nintendo DSi XL, I normally prefer playing my Xbox 360. That was how life was for us until Christmas time.
All I gotta say about that is who plays Lego games, but whatever. Not hating on that audience, I guess. But going on was the story. It all started with me looking for some games to give to my brother as a Christmas gift. I looked through the Xbox 360 games. He shoved in a really odd space there, like tabbed it, guys. Okay, PlayStation 2 games and some PlayStation 1 games in one of the local game shops that sell old and new games alike. After finding some nice games, I looked over and found the Nintendo DS games. I thought maybe I could find a game for him that he would like, though it was a bit hard since a lot of the games were Lego games that Warren already owned or just games that did not interest him. However, I did find a MarioParty DS game. Warren enjoyed playing Mario games, and I thought that maybe this would be a nice present for him. I haven't really played a whole lot of Mario games, but those that I remembered playing, I was not very good at. Sucking at Mario games, dude, really? I picked up the Mario Party DS game and then went to have the games purchased. It was a used copy, no doubt, but the cashier checked it to make sure it was working properly. After I paid for the games, I walked out of the store trying to think of how to wrap up these games. Well, the scariest part about this is that I think he walked into a GameStop there.
Oh no, he didn't. You know how you can tell? They actually made sure the game worked. Anyways, Christmas had passed and Warren had enjoyed the Mario Party DS game that I gave to him. He seemed to enjoy it a lot and had already beaten story mode in about a week. From then on, it seemed that he had a favorite game to play. Since he spent more time playing Mario Party DS, I was able to get more time on the Xbox 360, playing my games and watching DVDs on it. I do not have my own DVD player in my room and the Xbox 360 in my bedroom. Okay, I needed to know this why. While I was watching a movie, Warren asked me if he wanted to play some multiplayer with him on Mario Party DS. I was not surprised, but I told him that we could play tomorrow since it was Saturday, and it might be best to play in the morning. Warren agreed, and he went off to keep playing. As the next morning had arrived, I was already awake and waiting for Warren to get his butt up and ready. However, I heard a sudden thud that was loud enough for the whole apartment to hear. My mother went to go see what was going on outside.
It was his mother that did the thud.
Cheap shots. Going on outside, there was nothing. I checked on Warren since he had not come out of his room, and he was all curled up on his bed like he was scared or something. I went over to him and asked him what was wrong, and then I noticed that he was looking at the Nintendo DSi that was on the ground and open. I saw the paint chipping from the wall close to where his DS was at, and then I rolled my eyes and said, "Why did you throw your game?"
The paint shipping, well, I gotta admit, that's kind of a new thing. I never heard of that before. So, kudos to that. So as I reached to pick it up, Warren started screaming and shouted, "Put it down! Put it down!" I looked at him confused, yet flinched when he was screaming. My mother ran in and tried to get my brother to explain what was wrong. He kept saying something about the game having zombies and blood and gore, but the first thing that hit me when he said that was he was reading CreepyPasta to try to make up some lame-ass story. Kind of like the person writing this, ironically. However, my brain shifted to something else as I saw that he was crying. The only thing that he would cry would... Wait, what? The only time that he would cry was only if he was trying to cover up his guilt over something he knew he was caught doing, like masturbating. But this was the first time I have seen him cry in a long time, out of fear. My mother told Warren that he should lay off on the video games for a while and try to get him to keep his mind off his DSi. She thought she was successful when she was able to get him into doing other things like making items out of duct tape, learning origami, taking karate classes, and many other things that could keep him occupied. I thought,
Like watching the puti pie.
Beauty pie. I thought she was successful too until one day while I was watching over him as our mom went to run an errand. Warren was busy making a wallet out of duct tape while I was doing a little bit of cleaning. He then looked over at me and said, "Hey sis, can you do me a favor?" I looked at him and said, "Sure. What is it?" Wait, what the? Why would Warren call him? Oh, I guess he's a girl. I just took that the wrong way. I thought this dude was a dude. Whatever. It's a chick, guys. Chick telling the story. He made a sigh and said, "Could you get rid of that Mario Party DS game, please? I don't want to play it anymore."
Okay, so speaking of duct tape wallets, remember that one time a GameStop employee told me to make a duct tape wallet? I mean, who does this guy think he is?
A GameStop employee once tried to give me financial advice, like opening up a bank, but a bank account, what? I mean, I get it, but dude, GameStop, games, shopping, games, game.
No, just shut up, okay, kid. No one wants to hear your story, kid. I looked at him and said, "Sure, what is it?" Oh, wait, we already read this. I blinked once then and made a small shrug and nodded. "I'll get rid of it." I did not question him why, but I assumed that maybe whatever happened must have made him go into that small moment of insanity. Moment. I went to his room and got the Mario Party DS game card. Just call it a game. Out of his DSi in the box the game came in. But due to my curiosity and my boner kicking in, I kept it in my room to play for later to figure out what may have gone wrong. If it was the game itself or maybe just his DSi. I waited until my mom came home before I decided to play the game on my DSi XL. I kept my room door closed and stuffed my dick out of my pants. I mean the game card. Into my DSi XL before powering it up. I kept the volume at a low level so that I would not attract the attention. I do not attract the attention to my brother and have him get angry. It seemed to start up normal, or what I assumed to be normal since I did not see any glitches or violence popping up. Can't play that GTA 5, I touched the bottom screen to access the file menu and selected my brother's file. I got to the main menu, but I still did not see anything wrong. I decided to give it a shot with the game and selected the party mode. I started up the new game and chose Battle Royale. Settings was my character as Daisy. The computer characters were Wario, Yoshi, and Toad. I saw what seemed like my brother had unlocked all of the stages, though there was one stage that caught my eye, the last stage called The Last Party. Dun dun dun. I was curious about it, but I wanted to try one of the other stages first before jumping into that stage so, I can make the story just longer. So I selected Wiggler's Garden. It was later that I found out that the last stage was supposed to be a Bowser pinball machine, and that last party was not a real stage.
Well, thanks for spoiling the ending, writer. So I played through the level and was able to get the hang of how to play. I was lucky that I had collected the most stars and beat the level. After my curiosity got the best of me after playing that level, how many times is this guy going to say level? I decided to check out the last party stage. Get on my level, and see what it was all about. I selected the level, there it is again, and I selected Daisy again, but my opponents this time were Mario, Waluigi, and Peach. The stage looked very dark from the normal chipperness of the rest of the game. It had lava in it, but I paid no mind to it, as well as some dark gothic architecture such as statues, a large castle, and a river. Rivers are dark and gothic, guys.
Crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal.
The river seemed to be normal since there was no sign of anything that would go wrong with it. Something intrigued me as the star location was shown. The text box had said, "This is where the star is located. You can trade in 20 coins to receive the star, but you better hurry and get it before you end up trapped." Trapped, maybe? Maybe it must be one of the special actions of this board. It's a trap, guys. Everything started up normal despite the haunting yet chilling music with this board, but I thought it would be normal since it is a haunting yet chilling environment on the board. Wow, that was very descriptive of you. After the first turn in the first minigame, the game changed to a situation called a game changer. I blinked and found out it was set up like the Final 5 frenzy, Bowser appeared and said in the text boxes, "Alright, little guys, time to switch things up a bit." He then named off the order of the current rankings, with Peach being in last place. Bowser then said, "So Peach, you are falling behind already, huh? Well, let's see what fate has for you." Then a selector appeared as the cursor was going through the list in a fast speed. While it was going, I saw a selection that read, "Elimination." I don't know what it meant by that, but I ended up landing on get 20 coins. Peach ended up getting 20 coins as promised, and the game commenced on like normal. This story's awful already.
Not bad, to be honest. I mean, I've read worse. It's way worse. We'll get to those, though. The level proceeded like normal was the game changer after each minigame, but then something made me very confused at the fourth turn. As it was Mario's turn, he had used his double dice he had brought earlier and ended up landing on the green question mark space. The screen then suddenly cut to black before the sound of Mario screaming. Not the blood-curdling screams or screeches you normally see in other CreepyPastas. Oh my god. But like his normal cry or yell whenever he falls. You ever seen that Russian Mario bootleg wherever he falls, dude? Like, it's like the worst scream you'll ever hear in your life. It's a real thing. You ever heard it?
No, and I don't think I want to.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Yeah. So the scream echoed through the speakers. He was then shown to have disappeared from the board, and his current stats had disappeared too. I was confused on this, but the game commenced as normally up until we got to the minigame. The minigame. He's not gonna say it, is he? Although it played like normal, it kept feeling off with just having 3 characters rather than 4. After the minigame, the game changer segment started. But when Bowser appeared, he had said in a text box, well, somebody already got eliminated, huh? Well, I'll let you trimps be for now." The game then continued on as normal. When my turn started up, I noticed something that looked like a prison cell, and saw what looked like a beaten up Mario's patches of his clothes missing, and having bruises and cuts all over him. I thought, poor Mario, what the hell happened to him when he was eliminated? The game proceeded on like normal until... He didn't put that in parentheses. The game proceeded on like normal until the final 5 frenzy started. Peach was in last place yet again. And as the cursor flashed on down the selections, it ended up landing on elimination. You scared yet? Have you shot yourself yet, dude? The screen went black with Peach's screams echoing through the speakers. Once everything was shown, Bowser then said, "Looks like you are one less player now. Let's keep going with the fun." Daisy and Waluigi were left in this game. I saw another prison cell with Peach in it, looking all beaten up and bruised. Though she was in worse shape than Mario was, the rest of the level played out normal until I had won. However, after naming the winner, Bowser appeared on the upper screen and said, "Hold it, the game is not over yet. You have one more minigame to play, Daisy." I blinked and saw what I was taken to was a new minigame I have never seen before, though considering this is the second Mario Party game he's played before, the chances are he has not seen every minigame, so this wouldn't be surprising. For it looked like the 3 losing characters ended up as zombies, and as the only surviving character, I need to run away from them within the time limit. I just have a set amount of health, so if it drops, they win. I thought it was no big deal and proceeded on for the minigame. Like a CreepyPasta character.
That seriously seemed like no big deal to him, even though he's kind of complaining about it in the previous sentence, but okay. As the minigame started, I saw Mario, Peace, not Peach, guys. She put Peace. Pause. What is Metal Gear? And Waluigi, but they all look like zombies. They're seriously just repeating what they wrote before in the last, whatever. Nazi zombies. Their skin was a dull gray color, their eyes were pure white, and their clothes were torn with cuts all over their bodies. Peach's hair had turned into a very dull light blonde color, as Mario and Waluigi's mustaches were black and dirty. As for Daisy, she looked scared and was backing away from the 3. Once the game started, I moved Daisy and she was running for her life. She was in a panicked state and trying to avoid the 3. I ended up making a wrong turn and got clawed by Peach, making me lose a heart of health. I kept having Daisy run and run, and as she was running, it looked like Daisy had the back of her dress torn. That's kind of what happens when you get, Claude.
It's one of those stories, isn't it?
I hope this ain't going towards Japan, if you know what I mean. But anyways, after a while, I was starting to wonder how long the game was supposed to last. I was down to 2 hearts already, with Daisy's hair a bit messed up and another part of Daisy's dress torn off. I checked the timer in the upper screen, and I saw it was stuck on 99. I'm surprised it wasn't 6-6 this time. 6.
This author has some dignity, and then he began to jerk off. Anyways.
I said out loud, "You gotta be kidding me." Luckily, no one heard me, so I was able to continue the game in peace. I kept trying to avoid the zombie characters, but there was no use, and I ended up losing. There's no use. However, after the minigame ended, it was not the end of everything. The upper screen showed a beaten up Daisy trying to get away from the 3 zombie characters. Suddenly, everything turned to black, and Daisy's scream echoed through the speakers. I sighed a bit as I waited to be taken back to the main menu, but then I jumped at what looked like a picture of Daisy, laying on the ground and her limbs torn up. Her eyes were rolled back to her head, and her clothes in a more torn up state, as well as blood escaping from her body. It was horrifying. No wonder my brother did not want to play this game anymore. Hell, last time I checked, the game was rated E. Not to mention, my brother hated anything zombie-related. Once the image disappeared, I was taken back to the main menu. I turned off my DSi XL and got on my laptop trying to see if I can find anything regarding that final stage. However, I could not find anything on the internet talking about the last party in the final minigame, so I decided that I would get some screenshots of what I can gather. Fun fact, guys, there are no screenshots, so I started up... Yeah, there are pictures. There's stock photos of Xbox 360s and DSs, but no actual screenshots, sadly. I started up the party mode again and got a picture of the stage selection screen with my camera, but sadly the battery on my DS... Okay, there we go. His battery died, guys, and electricity in the apartment went out. How convenient. Seriously. I sighed and decided to have it taken care of in the morning. I plugged my DSi XL into the charger so that it can charge when the electricity returned. The next morning, I woke up to my DSi XL and camera gone. I got up and saw my brother getting the game out and deleting the image from my camera. I freaked out and grabbed both of my devices from him and shouted, "What the hell are you doing? I'm trying to figure out what the stuff is on your game." Wait, what image? I thought he said he couldn't get one.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So I guess he got one later? Warren looked at me if I was insane and said, "Don't bother. Don't you going to scare more people." He then had a hammer and destroyed the game card. So much pawn convenience. I was pissed because I was trying to be a good sister and figure out why my brother was scared of a game and trying to become internet famous, guys. And I still cannot figure out what the truth behind the game was. Could it be a mystery that was...
It's just too much.
Okay. Could it be a mystery that was hidden inside after completing some special conditions? Or could it be just a hack by some sick, twisted individual? Maybe Warren was right. Maybe it is because people do not see this, or they get scared for life just like him. But then I wrote a story about it and posted it on the SOG wiki. So, yeah.
My main complaint is that he said he was going to get screenshots, but then mentioned getting his camera out. Like, that's not a screenshot, guys, technically. Well, not anymore. My other complaint is, like, my GameStop story is scarier than this story. Like, I walked into GameStop and the employee started yelling at me because I went to buy a new game that was open. Come on, guys. It's not new. It's open. You know what I'm saying? That was scary shit.
The game barely... Okay, I'm just reading some comments. The game barely even had any gore with it. Blood was mentioned at the very end, and it didn't say, "Holy shit, blood floods the world where everyone explodes." I don't even get it.
Are those supposed to be like complaints?
It's well written, but could you lower the gore a little bit? And then the reply is, "There's barely any gore." That's true. There really wasn't. But I'm very confused how people are complaining about the gore. But really, there wasn't that much gore. The pasta didn't even bother describing itself.
If you ask me, there was barely any story either.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was a good concept. I'm not going to lie. Probably the best thing we've seen on this channel so far, to be honest.
Wait, a good concept? Isn't this like literally what any other Lost Game cartridge kind of story is?
I know, but how do I put this? Still the best thing we've seen. I mean, the grammar was like the best I think we've seen so far, except for peace.
I guess the good thing is that it was kind of self-aware of itself, you know. It knew it was a creepypasta. It wasn't trying to push itself too much.
No, I think that's the problem. It knew it was a creepypasta, meaning this guy has read a creepypasta before, or this. I guess it's a she actually. Well, she's read a creepypasta before, and didn't fix any of the problems.
I guess that's a good point. Being self-aware was like an easy way to go cheap on it.
Yeah. Well, this is the end of that video. I'm Robot.
And this is Ninja. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Robot Ninja Paradise, guys. Totes. Peace.
Yeah. Do that. Alright.